Okay, let's get started, shall we? Now, let's see, what can I get rid of out of here? I'll need to get rid of that book. I'm done with Tinker's Construct stuff for right now. I've got all my tools set up. The only thing better than what I have would be the Cobalt Manulian, I think it is. No, not Manulian. Is it Manulian? It's the stuff you get out of the Nether. And speaking of the Nether, I actually need to get into the Nether. That might be a good thing to do as well. I mean, I've got a nice set of armor. I could head into the Nether. Oh, I want to build some machines, but I also want to get into the Nether. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. But for now, I think I'm just gonna make the go away table. I made the table. Thermal expansion. Aha. Okay, let's build this pulverizer. So I need a couple flint, redstone. So I need a pulverizer, I need a couple flint, redstone, gold, and iron, gold, and glass. So, and a piston. So I'm going to make that real quick. Okay, here we go. Need a couple pieces of copper right there and there, along with the machine frame to give us the pulverizer. Now I also need to make another steam dynamo to power it. So I need just a redstone, silver thing, some copper gears, which is iron and copper. So let me make one of those. Okay, here we go. And one redstone down there gives us a steam dynamo. Woohoo! Now I think I'm going to put it right here with the steam dynamo right there. Now the way the pulverizer works is you put the raw ores in here, or you can actually pulverize a bunch of different stuff, but you put raw ore in there and it pulverizes it. It turns it into dust. And in fact, let me just where's my bucket? Let me put this in there, fill this up with water, grab some charcoal to power it, and there we go. There we go. And then one more bucket of water. Get it nice and full. And I think I need another chest. One more chest. Let me just adjust this a little bit so nothing is going that way, and it's all going out this way. Now the way you can do this is you can have it combined like this. So as you can see, this is now orange, and this is now orange, and everything you pulverize. Let me grab some ore. Let's pulverize some tin. I'll put a chest. As you can see right here, this side is orange, just like with the redstone furnace. Everything that's made will be output from the orange here and here into the chest. Right there. And this third square is where the bonus material comes in. Every time it pulverizes a tin, a iron, a copper, or whatever, there is a 10% chance it will give you a bonus dust, which is very nice. It's a bit of an improvement from the smeltery, and because smeltery basically doubles the output of your ores, but this doubles it and gives you the chance for bonus ore. Basically one extra ingot's worth of material every 10 times it smelts, with that 10% chance. And just like with the redstone furnace, as I demonstrated before, you can adjust which way it automatically outputs, and as you can see, it uses up 40 RF, which with redstone furnace only uses maximum of 20, and it can store 48,000 RF in it. And just like before, this is outputting 40 and maximum of 80 RF, which is very nice. So yeah, now I do need to figure out a way to automate this, to keep this automatically filled with water. And the way I think I'm going to do that is with an aqueous accumulator. So where was that? Aqueous accumulator. Here we go. Now in order to make an aqueous accumulator, you just need a pneumatic servo, some iron, glass, redstone, and another machine frame with some tin and a bucket. So I'm going to make one of those real quick. Okay, here we go. Got the bucket, got the machine frame, got the servo, just need a couple pieces of glass, and I think it was tin, wasn't it? Tin? Here we go, aqueous accumulator. Now, the way the aqueous accumulator works, it does not need power. You don't have to put an engine, dynamo next to it. It will automatically work. And the way it works is if you put it out in the open like this with no water nearby, it will very slowly, as you can see, gather water from the atmosphere. And when I say very slowly, I mean very slowly, because 1000 MB is 1 bucket of water. So at this rate, it would take a very long time to get 1 bucket of water for it. But if we break this, well, let me see. Does this work better on it? Aha, there we go. If we put it near a water source like that, with an infinite water source like this, it instantly fills up by virtue of the infinite water source, and will quickly accumulate in the aqueous accumulator massive amounts of water that I can then pipe straight into the steam dynamos to keep them fed with water. Now, speaking of which, I think I'm going to do that. Let's see, Fluiduct just needs some copper and lead, and itemduct needs tin and lead. So let's make a few of those, shall we? And there we go. Now let me show you how this works. Okay. Now the output on this aqueous accumulator, you can set the output anywhere, just like all the other thermal expansion machines. And right now I'm just going to connect it up to the top right here and have it going straight into this. And as you can see, it's already working. Water is flowing straight through, and unlike BuildCraft pipes, which need a redstone engine in order to power a wooden transport pipe to get the water flowing or get items flowing or get anything flowing, this works automatically. Also, you can custom create the stuff like this. In fact, you can even have it not connecting at all, just like that. And you can switch it. This is normal mode, which is the output. It automatically pulls stuff out of there. I think this makes it as only an input, if I am not mistaken. Whereas this will automatically pull in and out. So yeah. And if you do it a third time, you can completely disconnect it. Now I'm going to continue running this pipe down to here and connect it up here as well. And as you can see, it's completely filled up as well, which is very, very nice. So yeah, let me disconnect it right here. And there you go. You can customize the connections. You can completely do it the way you want it to be done. And the whole thing is very nice. And the item ducts work in a similar fashion, in that you can connect them to certain ports, certain points. You can turn off the points like that, or have them turned on and like that. But for now, I think, let's see now. The item ducts are a bit more complicated because you can use them with a what's it called, pneumatic servo, to only pull out certain items. In fact, let me demonstrate that with a chest right here. And unlike the Fluiducts, which do not need any type of redstone signal or anything to work, the item ducts do. So let me connect this up right here, and as you can see, nothing's coming out of it. Even though it's connected, nothing is actually going through. But if I were to put a, let's see, a lever right here, just like this, and turn it on, nothing's going through. Wait, nothing's going through? Ah. Why isn't anything going through? Do I need to switch out the mode? There we go. Yes, and I was right. You see, this is the output. This means it will suck out of there. Wait, then I had that backwards. So yeah, that's going in, sucking out. Ah, that's right. I did have that backwards. The red signal right here means it will only pull out of that, sir. It will only pull out of there and nothing will go back into it. So if you had this next to a large tank, you could pull stuff out of it and into the Fluiduct, and nothing, if anything, it would not flow back into it, which is very nice. It's a one-way, basically. And the same thing here. So if I put some dirt in here, it'll automatically pull out of here and send it into this chest. And the blue signal means that it goes into this. And as you can see, you can completely disconnect it or reconnect it just like that. And unlike the Buildcraft pipes, which can only pull one item at a time, the item ducts can pull entire stacks of items. So I put all this stuff back in there. It pulls out an entire stack of materials, making it a lot faster, a lot easier to move stuff around. Now there is a way to upgrade these with the pneumatic servos, which will allow you to directly interact with this. But unfortunately, I do not fully understand. I need to look more into it to figure out exactly how that works. But for now, I just wanted to show you that. So let's take this up. I finally have a pulverizer set up. I've got my steam dynamo set up. And I have my Fluiducts, keeping them filled with water. Now I just need to find a way to keep them filled with charcoal to keep them powered. But in all honesty, this is just a temporary setup right now while I work all the bugs out of how the different Fluiducts and item ducts work. I mean, I'm not going to leave it like this. This is just me setting it up to show you how everything works. What I plan on doing is actually creating some energy cells, as well as some conduits, either some leadstone or some the leadstone, the hardened, and stuff like that. And sorry, I'm getting a bit distracted there. But yeah, what I plan on doing is actually taking these steam dynamos and either sticking them underground in a basement area under here, and having them in a row connected up with leadstone energy conduits, or maybe some redstone energy conduits once I get the materials needed to make those, because those are a bit more expensive, because you need some redstone energy. You need some electrum ingots, some hardened glass in order to make that, and you need an induction smelter to make it. So it will be a while before I can actually make the redstone version. But the basic leadstone works basically the same way, but it can only transfer a certain amount of energy before it maxes out. But I can upgrade it to the hardened energy conduit, which will have a better effect. Wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 3. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I'm going to set up the dynamos with some energy conduits and all feeding into a leadstone energy cell to store all the power. And then having more energy conduits feeding into the machines and keeping them powered. Which I might do off camera since that's a bit boring. But I just wanted to show you guys just how to set up these machines, how they work, and give you a basic understanding of it. So yeah. Now what else is it I want to do today? 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. But anyway, what else is it I need to do is I need to figure out a way to automatically power my machines. I mean, I have the aqueous accumulator to keep them filled with water, but I also need to figure out a way to automatically do this for charcoal. Now, I could just do what I've been doing, which is plant a bunch of those redwood trees and just chop them down with my big old lumber axe, but that's a bit manual. It's a bit manual, and I want to do something automated so I can keep my power system going, as well as have enough for whenever I expand into other machines and other stuff like that. Because I think I'm going to stick with the steam dynamos, because as I said, the wait, is it still running? Oh no, it is still running, isn't it? It's still burning charcoal. Well, this sucks. Even though it's not... Oh, I was wrong. These are still burning charcoal. So I'll need to figure out a way... Okay, so I was completely wrong when I said that previously, that they turn themselves off. They do keep running, they do keep burning fuel, which does suck. So I will need to figure out a way to turn these off when they're not needed. They're still outputting 4 RF. Why are they still outputting 4 RF? They shouldn't be outputting anything. Huh. But yeah, anyway, I need to figure that out, and I'll probably do that later. But yeah, I need to figure out a way to power these, keep them filled with fuel, keep them filled with charcoal, because as I said, the other dynamos produce basically the same amount of energy, and the compression dynamo needs liquid fuel, which is not really renewable as far as I know. Not really sure what all types of liquid fuel I can actually use for it. There's blazing primordium, liquid coal, and I don't really want to use coal to keep it done. And there's a bunch of different liquids and stuff here that might be able to be used for fuel, but I don't know how renewable they are. Whereas charcoal is, I just need to cut down a bunch of trees and put them cooking, and I can keep them filled. In fact, that's basically what I did last time. In my last Let's Play, I powered my entire base with a forestry farm, cutting down those big-ass redwood trees and producing charcoal. Unfortunately, I don't have Greg Tech or the Greg Tech steam furnace or steam boiler to power them anymore. So if I do decide to stick with charcoal-powered steam dynamos, I'll need to figure something else out to power my forestry farm and keep all of it and cook all of the wood it produces into charcoal. But I'll figure that out later. Now the other alternative would be magmatic dynamos, which use lava, and I could just pump lava from the nether and keep it filled, but that's not really a renewable source, and pumping from the lava is a bit tricky, especially with chunk loaders or world anchors not really functioning right. And it was just, I did that before, and it's just a hassle to keep that going. Another alternative is to use magma crucibles to turn netherrack or cobblestone into lava, which could be a viable option. I don't know, I haven't really tested it out, but that was a viable option in the previous version, just gathering up tons and tons of netherrack and feeding it into a magma crucible with a bunch of magmatic engines powering the crucible and keeping it going and producing enough power to power all your machines. I might actually try that out at some point once I get the materials for it and get everything set up for it. But for now, I'm just going to stick with the steam dynamos and then use that to power all my machines. So yeah, what I think I'm going to do now is probably read up a bit more on thaumcraft, maybe read my thaumcraft, and maybe run around scanning random crap and see what I can do with it. If I can find any more nodes to scan. Ooh, looks like my aura node has repaired itself. It's back up to 27 on each of those. It's very nice. But yeah, I'm going to run around scanning random stuff, read up on my thaumcraft to figure out what it is I need to do for this, and maybe dig out a basement area, build a couple more dynamos, and actually build some of these leadstone energy cells, leadstone energy conduits, because they look simple to make. Yeah, they are fairly simple to make, just lead, glass, and some redstone. Or I might just go ahead and upgrade them to the hardened energy cells, because the Invar just needs a Invar blend, which is iron or pulverized iron and pulverized ferrous metal, which you get from a ferrous ore. So I might pulverize some ferrous ore, pulverize some iron, make some Invar, and make some of these hardened energy conduits, and maybe a leadstone energy cell. I'm going to get working on that, maybe dig out a basement for all this power system stuff, and come back next time. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. This has been Bobson, and until next time, I will see you later. Bye.